Do you know where you're from?
What do you mean? Of course, I'm from Atlanta.
No. Do you know who you come from? The 12 patriarchs. You know, the children of Israel. Okay. So, we got Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Issachar, and Naphtali.
Oh, yeah. Everybody know who they are.
Or do they? Can I get a roll call? I said, can I get a roll call? Ha! We're gonna do a little bit. Listen, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Issachar, Naphtali. We're learning about the patriarchs. Come on, sis. Tell them. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Naphtali. The patriarchs.
It's a feast day. We tabernacle. Tell me what we gonna do. Get your campfires ready. It's the wilderness.
End times. Once again, we are the voice in the wilderness. Cry loud, spare not. Gorilla boy, let's get 'em. You can have that flesh. I'm good with this manner. I examine myself. I can do better. And we strive for perfection. We cannot settle. Seeking the kingdom of heaven. Storing up treasure. We try to make the kingdom, that's it. Messiah's coming, endure to the end. Got my bag packed and I'm out. Lot's wife never look back. It's time to go where you at. The wilderness, y'all ready? I don't even know where we headed. Trust the Most High, I'm good with this manner. The bread of life, solid rock, foundation, I'm thankful. He woke us up when he was at the door. We was in the world, that was time wasted. Salvation, we escaped off the plantation. Spare not, don't paraphrase it, ain't ashamed of it, ain't scared to say it, let's go. You can keep that flesh, I'm good with this manner. Had to examine myself, I can do better. In times, we cannot settle. Seeking the kingdom of heaven, storing up treasure. You can keep that flesh, I'm good with this manner. Had to examine myself, I can do better. New Jerusalem is the goal, we cannot settle. Seeking the kingdom of heaven. This for the chosen ones, I pray you overcome. They say it's many ways to the Father, it's only one. Yash, should we stay, should we flee? I just pray the Father put us where he need us to be. Who is that knocking at the door? It's the Savior, you should answer that. Just hit the gas on them, I ain't letting up, you can cancel that. Revelation 1:14, had to show the pastor that. And verse 15, Bethlehem, that's where the man at. The house bread, living water, he split the rock and I'm thankful. Drink of this shit, never thirst again. Say less, I'ma drink it. Salvation, we escaped off the plantation. Spare not, don't paraphrase it, ain't ashamed of it, ain't scared to say it, let's go. Y'all know how we come. You can have that flesh, I'm good with this manner. I examine myself, I could do better. And we strive for perfection. We cannot settle, never. Seeking the kingdom of heaven, storing up treasure. You can keep that flesh, I'm good with this manner. Had to examine myself, I could do better. Let's go. In times, we cannot settle, never. Seeking the kingdom of heaven. We are the voice in the wilderness. Time, y'all.
All the bags are packed. Everything's in order.
Get one bag. Everybody, come on. Let's go. Go.
Yeah, where we going?
Don't worry about where we going. Just follow me. Let's go. 144 miles and running. We on the move. We gon' hit the wilderness. I pray my people follow suit. When them people knock on your door, what you gon' do? Wrestle not against flesh. I got ops. I can't shoot. Look around. All your food and water. Could you make it last? Shortages. That's the uppercut. You gon' take the jab in a line a couple miles long just to pay for gas. Get to the pump, half a gallon. Sorry, that's all we have. Prepare for it. This ain't the time to be paranoid. You blew the stimmy while you ain't get a passport. You finessed it and you flipped it and you made some racks. Blue hundreds, but they bout to do away with that. All digital, they manipulating these currencies. I'm about to turn the heat up to a 3rd degree. Family, the market's closer than we really think. 144 miles and running, we ain't gon' sit and wait. Smoking ashes, Babylon is gon' disintegrate. Y'all should probably gon' take the kingdom, that's what the scriptures say. 144 miles and running, Messiah's coming. When the saints come marching in, I pray you make that number.
Hayahawa, Hafapalau, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever.
He's been so good. He's been so good. Yahweh Shai. His prophecy is coming. Oh, each and every day. So don't be scared. Just be prepared. Let me sing a song. Shabbat Shemayim Kodash I'm so glad he chose us. He chose His
Shalom, shalom. Giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Hamashem Lakawah Shai. Hey, the world knows Yahweh as God. The world knows Yahweh Shai as Jesus. Hamashiach will be the Christ. Hey, back in this thing, man. Shabbat shalom, man. Giving all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High. Hey, hopefully y'all having a great Shabbat. Shabbat shalom to my youngin', man. Shabbat shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Barakatah. And Shabbat Shalom to the house of Shia. Shalom says, hey, all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Shamaratah. Shalom. Hey, and all praises to the Most High, man. And come back to y'all for this Shabbat class as I pull out my opening precept. And it's the book of Joshua, chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then shalt thou have good success. Right? So, hey, the Most High said, hey, if you keep the law, statutes, commandments, then you're going to make your way prosperous. And when you make your way prosperous, then you will have good success. Right? So all praises, man. So we on the section of times and season. Right? Commandment 107, times and season. This new month shall be solemnly proclaimed as holy, and the months and years shall be calculated by the Supreme Court only. Exodus 12 and 2.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's over there. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 2. And it reads, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year. Right? So, hey, we know that this will be the first month, right? That would be the month of the Passover. You know what I'm saying? The month of months. Be the springtime, the beginning of life. So, you know, we believe in and understand that, hey, the beginning of life is what the Most High deal with. You don't deal with the beginning of death, right? So commandment number 108, not to travel on the Shabbat outside the limits of one place of residence. Exodus 16 and 29.
If I read from here, would it be my voice be heard?
Yeah, oh yeah, that might that's
You say you want Exodus what?
Exodus 16 and 29.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 16 and verse number 29. See, for that the Lord have given you the Sabbath. Therefore, he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day.
Right? So he said, don't go on the 7 days. So I know a lot of people say, well, we're not supposed to go anywhere. Then why do y'all go out and teach on the Sabbath? Right? And it's because of Jeremiah 17 and 4. But bring out Luke 14 and 23. Because it's actually a commandment. Right? We don't want to go out. Anybody that go and teach the word of the Most High, hey, we would rather stay home and relax like everybody else. Right? But hey, but we get it. We understand through the spirit of the Most High. Sometimes, man, hey, you know, we don't know who we are. So we got to bid our people back. That's why Hamashiach said what he said when he said, hey, your job will be harder than mine. How? Because not only are we got to tell our people who they are, so we got to teach you that you are the Israelites. And then after we teach you who you are, then we got to bid you back into the marriage. Right? So bring that out, Luke 14 and 23.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 14 and verse number 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and the hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
So, hey, he told us to go out to the highways and hedges. You know, so, hey, through the spirit, hey, all those that are called, because everybody not called to go out to the highways and hedges. Right? So that's why we go out there. Because we know that the commandment said we're supposed to stay home. But we also know that some of us will be called to do the work of the Most High, right? So commandment 109 and 110. 109 to sanctify the Sabbath, and 110 not to do work on the Sabbath. Exodus chapter 20, verse 8, and then through verse 10.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse number 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
Which is within thy gates, man, because he said, we go one more.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day.
The rest of the 7th day, man. So what?
Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
And hallowed it, man. Right? So he rested the 7th day and hallowed that thing, man. And Shalom, Elder Shah.
Yo, Shalom, Yabashim Yashab Brakatah, Shalom, Kings.
Shalom, King. Right? So he hallowed that Sabbath day. That's what we trying to tell our people. They complain, Shah, that, hey, they don't get no rest. The Most High gave us a day of rest, and they don't want to rest, do they?
Right, Khan, right. That's right, King. That's right.
Out there looking super wicked on the day of rest.
Just think about that. He asked you just to rest, bro, and people need it.
Hey, we wish we could rest on that day.
Right.
And we be telling people like, look, we don't get a day of rest.
Right, right. We doing the work.
Why don't we get a day of rest, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta bid them to the marriage because they don't want to rest.
That's
they
right.
Rest, we...
That's right. Yep, that's right.
Oh, bro, I ain't never thought about it.
Yeah, they rest, we rest.
I ain't never thought about it. Like
they don't rest, guess what? We don't dang rest, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked Jake, man.
Yep.
Hey, so commandment number 111 and 112. 111 to rest on the Sabbath. Imagine that. And to celebrate the festivals. Exodus chapter 23, verse 12 through 14.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 23, and verse number 12. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the 7th day thou shalt rest, that thine ox and thine ass may rest, and in the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed.
Hey, skip to verse 14.
Verse 14. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year.
And he talking about them 3 major feasts. We got Passover, we got first fruit, and tabernacles. Man.
Tabernacles, yep. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got to report. As a matter of fact, first fruit's coming up very shortly. Before you blink your eyes too much and take a couple breaths, it's going to be that time, man.
Thou shalt not show up empty-handed.
You can't show up empty-handed. And we ain't talking about just you coming in and saying, yo, I got an appetite. You know how Jake get. I brought my appetite and a fork. Like, nah, brother.
And a napkin.
Napkin to put on your collar so that way you don't get nothing on your shirt.
Right.
Or you got something across the waist so you don't get nothing on your fringes. You know what I'm saying? So
oh man.
Hey, but that's how Jake can do for you though.
Yep, God.
All the way the heck off, man. And can you bring up Exodus 34 and 21?
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 34 and verse number 21. 6 days thou shalt work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest. In earing time and in harvest thou shalt rest.
Hey, and that's going into that first fruit, right? If we went down to 22, you're starting to go into that first fruit, which is actually the next high holy day coming up. You know what I'm saying? Other than the new moon.
It's 50 days from the past.
Yeah, it's 50 days. 7 Sabbaths in the night, man. Mm-hmm. It don't get no better, man. All praise would be, and everybody got a report, man.
That's right.
Right, and for all those that's tuning in, www.soy144.com, and we got the calendar, the High Holy Day calendar right there for your use to be able to keep track of your High Holy Days and to stay on track from getting destroyed. Because he said report 3 days. That's one of the third days. Yeah, one time, one of the three.
Yeah.
Just got the report. I suggest you to listen to the instructions. So, hey, commandment 113 and 114. 113 to rejoice on the festivals, and 114 to appear in the sanctuary on the festivals. And we know we don't have a tabernacle, so that's one of the commandments we can't keep. But hey, we got to still rehearse the righteous acts. And that's Deuteronomy 16, verse 14 through 16.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse number 14. And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gate.
Kind of sound like everybody got to kind of keep the
Kinda
feast. Hey, look, it said even your slave.
Everybody.
It said the ox.
Yeah.
It said,
Yep.
Let me read that again. It's over though.
And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gate.
Okay, it didn't go to the animals, but hey, it kind of said everybody else though. Everybody else, man, gotta kind of keep that thing, man.
All right.
Right? Keep going, King.
Verse 15. 7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God in the place which Yahweh shall choose, because the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thine increase, and in all thy works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice.
He said, you shall surely rejoice. So I mean, you can't bring a wicked spirit into none of the festivals or the feasts, right? You got to be on. Hey, your spirit got to be right, because beyond popular belief, just because you're keeping a high holy day, it don't mean the Most High is really accepting your feast.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's literally letting you know that, hey, you going into this next feast, guess what? If you ain't going in right, I mean, if you ain't keeping the law, he probably ain't accepting your feast.
You kind of got hatred in your heart towards your brother. It's over for that.
It's over for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of kind of disrespecting your husband. Guess what happened? Kind of over for that.
Kind of over.
Kind of not liking your wife.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's over for that. Probably ain't keeping it. No order.
Yep.
It's like it's a special order.
That's right.
You want the verse
Yep, 16, yeah.
Verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before Yahweh thy power, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles. And they shall not appear before Yahweh empty.
And that's what the brothers already just telling you. No appetite with the napkin, no fork with the spoon, like coming in there with brother coming in there with a special carrying case with his chosen knife and chosen spoon. Come on,
Right. It's engraved. It's engraved too.
Yeah, it's engraved. Got your initials on it. One of them name
You ain't brought nothing.
Hey, your fork name Yahweh. Hey, your spoon name Yahweh Shai, and your knife name Ruach. The knife called the Ruach. So your dices and cuts. Come on, man. You're going the hell off. Going off. No Ruach knife, man. Even though we know that the spirit slices and dices.
Right.
You know it cuts in the thunder. No Ruach knife, man. You're going off.
Man.
Going off, man. Right. Hey, Commandment 115 and 116. 115 and 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, right? So 116, actually 115 to remove leaven in the eve of Passover, 116 to rest on the first day of Passover, 117 not to do the work on the first day of Passover, not to do work on the first day of Passover, 118 to rest on the seventh day of Passover, 119 not to do work on the seventh day of Passover, 120, to eat the matzah, unleavened bread, on the first night of Passover. 121, not to eat leaven, that no leaven be in the Israelites' possession during Passover. 122, not to eat any food containing leaven on Passover, right? And that's Exodus chapter 12, verse 15 through 20.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse number 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth the leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
And leaven is just a representation of sin, right? Leaven is a representation of sin, and leaven is also, of course, we didn't have it when we was leaving out of Israel, but it's literally a representation of sin. So, and that house is representation of your temple. So you got to put the sin out of your temple, and as well as sin out of your house, right? So go ahead, King. Huh? Yeah. Here you go, King. Right.
Verse 17. Now, verse 16. And the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be an holy convocation to you.
Right, and that's a holy gathering. Convocation means gathering, right? Go ahead.
No matter of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
So that means you got to keep it forever. And if you don't, you're kind of going to be cut off, right? Keep going, King.
In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even,
which is the 15th day, because 14th day at evening will be the next day. Go ahead.
Ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
So you got to eat unleavened bread every day, right? Go ahead, King.
7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
We're born in the land. Keep going.
Ye shall eat nothing leavened, and all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Okay, so you got to eat unleavened bread that whole feast, right? You can't cut corners, can't make no exceptions, right? Hey, you got to kind of keep that thing, man. So, commandment number 123, not to eat leaven on the Passover, Exodus 13:3.
Book of Exodus, chapter 13 and verse number 3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand Yahweh brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten.
So you can't eat no leavened bread, because hey, we didn't come out with leaven. So hey, because the Most High had us cleansed, he killed all those that didn't obey him, right? Because that sin was, you got to put the blood on the doorpost. So that was the commandment. If you didn't put the blood on the doorpost, that means you didn't follow instructions like our people do. We stiff-necked. We don't like to follow instructions. We like to do our own thing. And trust me, the Most High is not dealing with you. And now that's why that generation of people got put to death. Just like it's going to be the same with this next Exodus, right? The Most High, hey, a lot of people going to get put to death, man, because they're going to be thinking that they're following the Most High, or he's not going to give them instructions. Why? Because they hadn't been following instructions up to that point. So that's why it's key. You got it, King?
And it's so crazy, though, King, when you think about what you just said. It's so important because he literally tells you, like, he that say he loved me and keepeth not my commandment is a liar, bro. And the truth ain't like it literally says that.
It literally says it.
Like,
that's right. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. And you can't get around the fact that, at the end of the day, if you say you love them and you're actually trying to shave the commandments, man, right? Then hey, you're a liar, man. Real quick, man. Hey, we gotta get this real quick, man. Give me the book of Jeremiah 2:33.
Come.
Just real quick.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse number 33.
Because when you're a stiff neck, this is really what you're doing.
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
And you trimming your way to seek love because literally you're not following the law, statutes, commandments. You're trying to actually go another way. Go ahead.
Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
Because hey, I could tell you don't smoke, right? Sure, I could tell you don't smoke. But if I'm smoking and you're my child, chances are you're probably gonna smoke. And then if I say, well, what you doing smoking?
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, well, Dad, you were smoking.
Yeah, you taught me.
So even though I tell you, you have to wear the fringes. But if I'm not wearing fringes, then ultimately, what am I teaching you? You don't have to wear the fringes. It's just simple mathematics.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
It's simple mathematics, man. Right? So he said, why trimmest thy way for love, man? Right? Go ahead, go one more.
Come, verse 34. Also in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocent.
Right? Because you're going to see somebody that's going to kind of look up to you. They're going to kind of reverence you. They're going to kind of look up as like, oh, this person walking pretty well. They're keeping all the commandments. They're keeping all the high holy days. And guess what? You damn looking down and you ain't got no fringes on. You kind of, your mouth is a little foul. You're not reverencing the things that the Most High told you to reverence. So guess what? The Most High is going to kind of have you follow them, and now the poor, and you're going to be responsible for them souls that you done got the blood. And that's why I said your skirts. Because when the scripture, when it says God lifted up your skirt, he mean you saw your nakedness. Nakedness is sin.
That's right.
So when he said, and the skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor, because that's going into Ezekiel. When he said you didn't warn the wicked. You didn't show him. Warning, just showing them. Explaining to them that you can't do something. Right? Keep going again.
Come.
I have not found it.
I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these.
Because what?
Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent.
Because you say, I kept the law. Because innocent just means that you kept the law and you're not. Right? Because if you're judged, that means you're guilty of not keeping the law. Sin is guilty of not keeping the law.
Transgression.
So if you say I am innocent, that means I'm keeping the law, and that means you don't have blood on your hands because you kept the law. So read the top of that again, 35.
Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent.
So you say I'm innocent, but what else?
Surely his anger shall turn from me.
Most High's not going to judge me, right? Because I'm doing it right. What do you say after that?
Behold, I will plead with thee.
The Most High said, I'm going to plead with you. What else?
Because thou sayest, I have not sinned.
What did you say?
I have not sinned.
The Most High said, I'm going to plead with you because you say you didn't sin. But guess what? You sinned in the eyes of the Most High. He's going to deal with you.
That's
It
right.
don't matter what you say. It does not matter what you say. You can say whatever you want. But in the end of the day, the Most High is the judge.
That's right.
And when you get judged, you're going to find out that you thought you was doing right. You thought, hey, he said, I'm going to give you a stumbling block of offense, man.
Yep.
He said, I'm going to give it to you. One more precept. First, Isaiah 6 and 9. Just real quick, and then we're going to get back on track.
6.
Yep, because hey, it all goes with these laws. Isaiah 6 and 9.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 6 and verse number 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
Go ahead.
Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes.
He said he don't even want them to get it. So you thinking that you getting it? He done shut your ears. He done close your mind off.
Right.
He ain't gonna allow you to hear it properly. Right? He said, shut it down.
That's right.
The Most High saying this. Let's keep going.
Lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears.
Our people gonna think they in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said flat out, he said, hey, many are called. That means you called, you got it. But just because you called don't mean you're chosen. Because he said only a few are gonna be chosen.
Right.
So
That's
he's gonna
right.
give you just enough to wake up, but then he's gonna shut you down. So
Right.
you're gonna be just a vessel walking in this thing
Mm.
and not even getting it. That's that delusion. That's that I'm gonna send you strong delusion in 1 Thessalonians that you should believe a lie. Go ahead, King.
It's a lot that's crazy that you just said that, because I was just having a talk with a brother the other day, and we was talking about going into the wilderness. You know, like how some people, he said he gonna bring us into the wilderness. A lot of us not gonna make it to the wilderness.
Nope.
But just because you make it to the wilderness, don't mean that you're gonna get salvation.
Right. Sure don't.
That's right.
Some gonna go to the wilderness and he gonna purge the rebels from the wilderness. Then he gonna take a whole nother group into the kingdom.
Yeah.
But you got to make it to the wilderness. You know,
you got to make it through the wilderness.
Yeah, you got to make it out that cut.
That's right.
The wilderness not saved.
No.
Just because you make it to the wilderness, that don't mean you saved.
It's over for that.
Yeah, over for that. Right.
He said, I gotta purge. What do bro?
Right.
Real quick, man. I love,
that's right, King. That's right.
What does the word purge mean?
Purge.
It means rid someone or something of an unwanted quality, condition, or feeling. Watch this. Number 2, remove a group of people considered undesirable. I reread that. Remove a group of people considered undesirable. Brother, you had the fringes on. You were keeping the high holy days. You were fasting. You were praying. And then you made it to the wilderness, and he removed a group of people considered undesirable from an organization or place in an abrupt or violent way. Brother, he purged you out. He removed you. Get rid of, clear out, sweep out, expel, eject, exclude, evict, dismiss, sack, oust, axe, depose, eradicate, King. He's going to eradicate you, root out, weed out, score, defenestrate, defenestrate. It's over for that one. That's what it is.
I got it in the Hebrew right here. You want?
Go ahead.
This is purge in the Hebrew, H1305. That word is bara. Outline of biblical usage says to purify, to select, to polish, to cleanse or make bright. It says to prove. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, man. So hey, he gonna polish the remainders.
The last one, to show oneself pure.
Yeah, he purified, man. He's gonna purify what he has to make it pure. That's the only way we're gonna be able to actually receive the law in our inward parts.
Yeah.
Is to be pure.
Yeah.
That's the only way, man. Right. So we're gonna get a couple more, right? Because I love it because this actually was dealing with the Passover, right? So commandment number 1, we did 123. 124. No, it is 123. Oh yeah, we did 123. 124. That leaven shall not be seen in the Israelites' home during Passover. Exodus 13:7. 125, to discuss the departure from Egypt on the first night of Passover. 13:8. So Exodus 13:7 and 13:8.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 13 and verse number 7. Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall no leavened bread be seen with thee. Neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters. And thou shalt show thy son in that day, saying, this is done because of that which Yahweh did unto me, which I came forth out of Egypt.
So hey, just letting everybody know that hey, you got to talk about this thing on that week, the first day. said the first day, man. So we're gonna do commandment 126, and we're probably gonna end it here. 126, not to eat leaven after midday on the 14th of Nisan, right? Deuteronomy 16:3.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse number 3. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life.
Of thy whole life, man. So he said, hey, you gotta remember this day, man.
He said all the days.
All the days, man. So hey, all praises to the Most High, man. We gotta continue that thing, man. So hey, we're gonna get our closing precepts, and then we're gonna close this thing out. Right? You got a closing precepts, first of all?
Yeah, Khan. Yep. I'll bring mines out first, Khan, if that's okay.
Yeah, you got it, King.
Okay, Khan. This is Proverbs chapter 15. I'm gonna read verse 6 and 7, and then I'm gonna jump down to the last verse 33. So Proverbs chapter 15, verse 6. In the house of the righteous is much treasure, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble. The lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish doeth not so. So, amen. We know the house of righteousness is keeping these commandments, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you outside of that, hey, listen, you in trouble, literally. You know what I'm saying? And the lips
Yeah,
of the wise disperse knowledge, because if you in the house of righteousness, you keeping the laws. You're going to be wise to disperse knowledge. But if you in sin, you're going to be in the revenues of the isles of wickedness. And then verse 33, it says, the fear of Yahweh is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. And amen. We fear the Most High. We know fear is the beginning of wisdom. And in order to receive those instructions, we got to be keeping these commandments. We got to fear the Most High, and we got to teach men to also do so. To do the commandments and fear Yahweh. And with that, I yield.
right. So I'm gonna read Joshua 24:14 and 15, and I'm gonna skip to 20 through 27, right? It's the book of Joshua, chapter 24 and verse 14. It says, now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth. Right. So I just want to real quick, pull what sincerity is, because a lot of our people, we actually serving the Most High, but are we really doing it sincerely? Right? Because when we're going against certain things, we're not really sincerely serving them, man.
That's right, King. Mm-hmm.
Sincerity.
Sincerity, right? It says the quality of being free from pretense, deceit, or hypocrisy, right? Honesty, genuineness, truthfulness, good faith, integrity, probity, trustworthiness, seriousness, earnestness, openness, candor, or bona fides, right? So, hey, we got to be no deceit and no hypocrisy, because basically it's saying deceit is going into, we saying that we love the Most High, but then we're doing things contrary to the Most High. So that's not sincere, right? So it says, now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth. And we know the truth is the law. It says, and put away the gods which your father served on the other side of the flood. And we know whenever you're doing anything contrary to the scriptures, you're serving another God. Because he said you can't serve God and mammon. You're going to either love one or hate the other, right? He says, and put away the gods which your father served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye Yahweh. And if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahweh, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether it be the gods which your father served that were on the other side of the flood, right? Because he's telling you that, hey, if you don't serve him in sincerity and truth, then you're going to get destroyed. Like the brother said, when you're going into that wilderness, you're going to get destroyed. So you might make it out of the fire out of Babylon, and then you're going to get into the wilderness thinking that that's that precept when he says in Jeremiah, when he says you ran from a lion and then you ran into a bear. Then you escape a bear and lean your hand on the wall and got bit by a serpent, man. It's like, just because you made out of the fire in Babylon don't mean you're actually going to make it through the wilderness. So it says, and if it seems evil unto you to serve Yahweh, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood, right, serving anything but Yahweh, or the gods of the Amorites, whose land ye dwell. But as far as me and my house, we will serve Yahweh. Right, verse 20. If you forsake Yahweh, right, if you leave him and serve strange gods, then he will turn and do you hurt and consume you after he have done you good. So you done got out of Babylon and got to the wilderness, brother Sharshaw, and then he gonna hurt you after he done did you good. He done delivered you out of Egypt, Babylon the Great, and then you get to the wilderness and get destroyed.
Get destroyed, right? Gone.
Verse 21, and the people said unto Joshua, nay, but we will serve Yahweh. And Joshua said unto the people, you are witnesses against yourselves. So literally we are those people. Well, I was looking for that precept earlier today in my lesson, but you literally are that generation that made that covenant. When we was in Exodus 24 verse 8 and 9. And it says, that ye have chosen you, Yahweh, to serve him. And they said, we are witnesses. And therefore put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you, and incline your heart unto Yahweh, your power of Israel. And the people said unto Joshua, Yahweh, our power will we serve, and his voice will we obey. So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day and set them a statute and an ordinance in Shechem. Watch this. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of Yahweh, and took a great stone and set it up there under an oak that was by the sanctuary of Yahweh. And Joshua said unto all the people, behold, this stone shall be a witness unto us. So that's another witness. That's a witness I didn't even bring out today. You know what I'm saying? He said, for it have heard all the words of Yahweh, which he spake unto us. It shall be therefore a witness unto you, lest you deny your power. Right? So, hey, another witness, man. Right? I yield.
Mine is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21 in the NLT. Not everyone who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven will enter. On judgment day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name and performed many miracles in your name. But I will reply, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's laws.
You who do what?
You who break God's laws.
That's right. That's right, brother. No way around that.
And that's why the Most High put it on our spirit to teach the law, because if you're breaking God's laws, there's no order. And God deals with order. No matter what, there's a particular order that you have to go on. And if you're disobeying God's orders, you're not getting there.
It's out of order. Ain't got nothing to do with the Most High.
Yeah, he said everything is decently in what? In order. So I mean, if you're not following his order, it's over. Yeah. So with that being said, Israel, we pray that you learned a new commandment that may help you along your walk, and that maybe you can get closer to the Most High. Praise to the Most High. Happy Shabbat. My name is Ariana.
Brother Shar.
Brother Shar.
Brother Jeremiah.
Hey, and what would Brother Tazawam in his absence say?
And push the damn button.
Push the damn button. Shut up.